What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So we're here with our final installment of the off-season rebuilds. This will be all 30 teams done. Originally, this video was going to be uploaded earlier, but I felt I had to redo it with the new news, of course, that Tyrese Halliburton tore his Achilles in Game 7. I had previously recorded before that, but their whole offseason is going to change now because of that, of course. The pain and agony that Halliburton felt when that happened, I could feel it through the screen, and I'm sure all of us could as well. Just a very, very unfortunate, emotional moment. But with that all being said, let's go ahead and jump in and do this final one. Let's do an Indiana Pacers offseason rebuild after they have unfortunately lost the NBA Finals. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We're currently on the road to 50,000 subs, so you want to help us reach that goal. If you've not subscribed already, go ahead and do so. But as I mentioned, the Indiana Pacers' whole offseason changes now because obviously Halliburton is going to be out for the season, and then of course you have now Damian Lillard out for the Bucks. You have Tatum out as well. The East is starting to get more and more wide open as we keep going. It's kind of crazy now that the season's over. Obviously we won't see anything else that happens, but man, just really unfortunate. Obviously you hate to see it. He played through the calf strain, and we've noticed in the past playing through that has not led to great things. So what will the Pacers do now that Halliburton is going to be out next season? I don't expect a huge drop-off from this team. I still think they could be a playoff team. But the big question is now, will they re-sign Miles Turner? Because they were going to re-sign Miles Turner to go into the luxury tax, obviously, because they were just in the finals, which makes sense. But would they see a reason not to go in the luxury tax? Now, that's going to be a big question. Something we have to be willing to answer here fairly quickly. So, of course, Rick Carlisle is going to remain the head coach, but let's get straight to draft night. Let's figure out how we're going to attack this offseason with Halliburton now out. So we have the 24th pick in the second round. And talk about a timely trade, by the way. The Pacers just made a trade with the Pelicans where they traded their first round pick in this draft right now. I think it was another team's pick, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it was their own. I don't know. But regardless, they traded their pick. They traded that pick away and acquired their 2026 pick back, which is kind of wild that they did that, obviously, before the Halliburton thing. So they could, in theory, tank, which I don't expect. Like I said, they could, but they're going to have their own pick, so nobody can control them. The Pelicans can't feel good about maybe Halliburton being out. They have that pick back, which is just kind of crazy timing, low-key. But let's go ahead and jump in the draft. We have a late second, and I've actually updated this draft class for the first time in forever, by the way, so there should be some, like, updated prospects in here, which is nice. So like Igor Milicic, I don't know anything about him, but we're late in the second round. So the idea of getting anybody, I mean, Hugo Gonzalez, somebody that I've drafted high before. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and take him here with our late second. So Ace Bailey still goes 1 in this scenario. Cooper Flag goes to the San Antonio Spurs. Harper to the Sixers, and Maluwak goes to the Hornets. Edgecombe to the Jazz. Trey Johnson, interesting. We have the draft on Wednesday. Hey, we got a 71 overall in the second round. That's not too bad. We'll take that. We got Benedict Mathurin, Jarris Walker, and Ben Shepherd, which we'll all accept. And then Isaiah Jackson is a free agent who also tore his Achilles. So maybe he'll be back sooner than... Well, he'll probably be back sooner than Halliburton, obviously. So here's the question. Are we keeping Miles Turner? That is the question. I think we probably have to, right? I mean, I think this team needs to keep him, so that's what we're going to do. We don't have a 5 if we don't keep him, so I could see a world where the Pacers don't keep him, but I'm going to go ahead and extend him. I don't know if he's going to accept $22 million a year. That's similar to what he was making. Would he get, around 30? Or the Lakers going to get in on him? Or some other team going to get on him? It's all up there, and I think there's a lot of possibilities in that scenario, but we're going to get Miles Turner on this team and bring him back. He's been on the Pacers forever. Might as well keep him. Isaiah Jackson, I think I'm just going to let him come back in his qualifying offer, and he'll be our backup center. So that's basically going to be our offseason. The one thing I want to go ahead and take note of is I think this team could slide some positions over to where they don't need to do anything too crazy. So they re-signed Miles Turner, Ray J. Dennis, Isaiah Jackson are back. But this is the game plan, right? So Miles Turner will play at the 5. We're going to slide Andrew Nembhard now to point guard. So we're going to have him play point guard for next season. And on the bright side, Andrew Nembhard, I would imagine, with having this opportunity, is probably going to have him one hell of a season. So that either bolster his trade value even more, or if they keep him around, which I imagine they will because he's on a fantastic contract for the next 3 seasons. But that's going to be huge for him. You got Ben Shepherd, and we'll move like Mathurin or Neesmith to the 3. You have Siakam, Obi Toppin, and Jarris Walker still. And you got Miles Turner and Isaiah Jackson. So not a whole lot of movement this offseason, obviously, with the only thing, like I said, we needed to do was re-sign Miles Turner. and we are over the second apron with that. So that's why we're kind of limited in what else we can do. So let's go ahead, get into next season. Let's see how much the Pacers are affected, and we'll find out what happens this next season with Halliburton out of the lineup. So here's what the rotation is going to look like for next season. We got Nembhard, Benedict Mathurin, Nesmith, Siakam, and Miles Turner. To me, this is still a playoff team in the East, no doubt. And with it being as wide open as it may be, they could still probably fight for a championship. It'll be hard. Maybe Halliburton's able to return, obviously late for the playoffs. That's also possible. But yeah, this is what it's looking like. And then once Isaiah Jackson is healthy, he'll probably join the rotation as well. But this is what we're going to be going with. So the one thing I wanted to do, though, is with Nembhard having this opportunity for, being able to be, like, I guess not the number one option necessarily, but be able to be more aggressive, I wanted to push his shot tendency up quite a bit. We'll have to remember to fix this once Halliburton is back. So Siakam's can stay like kind of at 81, Turner's is 74, and then Mathurin can maybe get like an 80 shot tendency as well. But I want Nembhard to take control of this, basically. So that's the game plan, that's the goal. Does 2K still think the Pacers are a playoff team without Halliburton? We're about to find out. I will see you guys at the end of year number 1. At the end of season 1, Shea is going to win MVP once again. Ace Bailey, Rookie of the Year in Dallas. James Harden's your 6th man in Charlotte, of all places. Giannis, Defensive Player. Scoot, Most Improved. And Giannis is also Clutch Player. Thibodeau, he continues to be fired and then rehired by the Knicks in the 2K sim. But once the Knicks finally fill that out, that won't be a problem anymore. So here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third team, All-Defensive first team, and All-Defensive second team. So we were locked and loaded playoff team for most of the season up until literally towards the end of the season, which was quite annoying. So we went from like 22 and 15 or something, feeling good about where we're at, to finishing right at 500. And we were better than the Orlando Magic too, which is just kind of crazy. And then the Bulls went 52 and 30. I mean, that's just your 2K simulation for you. That, it's kind of weird sometimes. So we're literally right at the equivalent of 500. Thankfully, we have a chance to get in. Now, Halliburton is healthy, technically. So Nembhard averaged 19. You got Mathurin with 19 as well, 17 for Siakam. But obviously, our star player, they say Halliburton is ready to go. I'm going to still leave him out of the rotation just for now because I don't know if Halliburton would actually be ready to be back for the playoffs. We won't know until, I'm sure, as we get closer. So let's go ahead and simcast against the Atlanta Hawks. They want to give less minutes to TJ McConnell, but we're hoping to get into the actual playoffs. And it's not the worst case scenario if we don't get in, because like I said, we have our pick. So if we get a lottery pick, that would be helpful. But we are going to sneak in. So 110-106 victory. We get to play the Chicago Bulls. I imagine we would have a chance at beating them too. So let's see if that would be the case. Let's simcast against Chicago. I think what I'm going to do is I think if we get to round 2 or the conference finals this early in the video, maybe we put Halliburton back in there, but we probably need him to do that. So 105-129, not a great start. I don't know why I'm simcasting every game here. So we even it up though. Game 3 goes to them. Game 4 goes to us. So it's a tied series so far. Let's see if we can make something happen here and win Game 5. If we get to the second round, I might put Hallie in their lineup, just, for optimistic purposes. But right now, the Chicago Bulls seem to have us right now. Let's see if we can win at home Game 6, force a Game 7. Let's see what we got going on here. So can we win? We've been down the whole game. We come back here at the end, and they are going to beat us. So 120-109. So I don't think Chicago should be this high of a seed, honestly, but that's just 2K for you. So it's basically the same core the Chicago Bulls have. Apparently are now better than half the East, or most of the East, which is just obviously really silly, as they beat us and then they lose to the Cavs. So you got the Wolves and the Knicks, and the Wolves going to win the championship. So Edwards, here's your Finals MVP. So obviously, first season doesn't go great with no Howley, which sucks. So for the lottery, we have Grizzlies number 1. Thankfully, we're going to have a pick right outside of the lottery, so that's actually going to be helpful. So we have the 16th overall pick, which definitely could be used to do something. Staff signing Rick Carlisle is going to stick around as the head coach. Let's head to draft night. But now we're looking to bounce back after all that is done. So the one thing I also need to show you guys is I did extend, obviously, Nesmith, and I extended Ben Shepherd. Both of them wanted very cheap extensions that, it was just too good a value to pass up on. They're going to be on incredible contracts going forward. Walker's about to be accepted into an $8 million option. Is there anybody else that's going to be walking that's going to save us a bunch of money? I mean, Isaiah Jackson will be gone, which will be helpful. So that's good. So I don't know what our situation is going to look like, but if we are under the aprons, which I'm not sure we will be, that would be great, but we'll have to see. So we have the 16th pick. Let's see if we can get there. Hopefully get a good player at 16. So We have Caleb Wilson, which honestly, this feels like a really good value at this point. So yeah, what else we got? Braden Burries, but I do think we will absolutely draft Caleb Wilson here out of North Carolina at 16. That feels fantastic. Will the assistant GM take the other pick? So we got Alex Conlon. We got Jarris Walker and Hugo going to be accepted. And then qualifying offers. Benedict Mathurin also free agent, so I forgot about that. And then for free agency. So we're going to re-sign Benedict Mathurin. Isaiah Jackson, we probably won't re-sign. Mathurin, though, isn't going to ask for that much money, but yeah, we're going to bring him back. So under 25 million a year, I think would be great if you get get Mathurin for that. So I'm absolutely going to jump on that train early on in the process. So let's get Mathurin back for that. That feels great. Okay, so now we could sound like a Boucher, but I honestly might look to do something else. So what is our situation right now as far as, did McConnell retire? He must have retired, which is kind of crazy, but damn, I wasn't expecting him retired that early in the video. Did he? He did. Wow, okay. Well, one thing I will say, I'm glad he retired a Pacers legend because he means a lot for that franchise. But I guess it kind of helps us because that may have helped us. No, we're still way over it after we paid Mathurin, obviously. Okay, so we can't aggregate contracts, which is kind of what we expected after we paid Miles Turner. So maybe paying Miles Turner wasn't the best idea. Who knows? So I do think I want to upgrade somewhere. Is it trading Miles Turner away? Is it trading just Jarris Walker's contract to try to get somebody? I don't know, but I do know I want to make some type of upgrade, whatever can make sense. We're going to try to make it happen. So I think we're going to slide things back over. So obviously Nembhard's going to go back to the 2. Halbert's going to be the point guard again. And then Mathurin going to go back to the 3 as well. So something like that. I'll fix their secondary positions in a second. And then we have Jarris Walker, who I played at the 4, but now we drafted Caleb Wilson, Obi Toppin. So yeah, I think there needs to be something's going to happen here. So let's go ahead and look to see what offers we can make to kind of change things around here. So the first trade we're going to make is going to be sending Jarris Walker over to the Orlando Magic. I can't realistically see us re-signing Jarris Walker to a long-term extension. Unfortunately, he's on the last year of his rookie deal. I just think it makes sense to get some value for him. So the Magic are offering me Goga Badasi and a 2030 first-round pick. Now, the only problem with that is I don't even know if the Magic can offer that. This one's interesting, too, from Dallas, where we get Max Christie and a first-round pick. But that's kind of what I'm looking for. So Jordan Hawkins in a first is also kind of cool, but we already have Ben Shepherd. So yeah, basically that's kind of the... Ooh, Traore from the Spurs is interesting too. Gives us a nice backup point guard going forward because McConnell retired on us. Getting Derek Queen would be cool too from the Suns, but I think I'm going to do this Traore trade. I liked this one. I like both these structures too. Maybe it is Max Christie in a first because Christie has a player option that he may accept. So I think I'm going to do this trade instead. So we're going to get Max Christie in a first-round pick. Going to just get some value for Jarris Walker right now while we can. Because I just couldn't realistically see Jarris Walker being re-signed for us, unfortunately. I kind of have that same thought with Obi Toppin since we just drafted Caleb Wilson. I think we could maybe trade away Obi Toppin for a backup 5 because he's making $15 million. So I know Obi Toppin has been great for the Pacers, not so great in Game 7. We did just draft Caleb Wilson, who's a lot cheaper. That is why I think after the Jarris Walker trade, we're going to turn our attention to also trading Obi, unfortunately, and trying to get a legitimate backup center. I think we're going to talk to Milwaukee Bucks. I kind of hate doing this because I love Obi Toppin for the Pacers, like I said, but financial problems are financial problems. So I'm going to try to squeeze a first out of them too. They want top to protect to 2027. I don't really want to do that. Let me throw you a bunch of seconds. I can't aggregate any contracts together. They want Alex Cologne. They want to give me another first. We can't do that, unfortunately. If nothing else, I may just take the first out of it and do an Obi Toppin for Capella swap, which, yeah, they keep wanting to give me 2 firsts, but I can't really get behind that. So let's just try Capella for Obi straight up and see what they'd say to that. So let's see what they say. They want 2027 unprotected or top 3 protected. No, thank you. We're not doing that. I could probably get away with just throwing some seconds in here if I had to guess. 4 seconds. They're trying to give me a 2030 unprotected. Sign me up. Let's do it. So just like that, we got now Obi Toppin out of here. We got our new backup 5 and Capella backing up Miles Turner. So we get a little bit cheaper. Clint Capella is locked in for 2 years on a decent contract. Caleb Wilson's going to be taking over that new power forward role. We bring in Max Christie. Yeah, Ben Shepherd still. So yeah, that's going to be our offseason basically. So we made some tough decisions. Don't get me wrong. But again, like I've been saying with this new CBA, tough decisions are going to be made all the time, man. It's going to be crazy how many new tough decisions there will be. So Siakam is down 1 overall, and then Aaron Nesmith is down 1 overall. So Siakam has how many years left? 2 years. So Definitely going to look at the idea of maybe trading him on the last year of his deal as well if he continues to regress. But the game plan is, of course, is to go win a championship. So let's see if we can make it happen in year 2 with Halliburton actually healthy. So 2K seems to be pretty high on this rotation compared to last year. We're 13th power rank, so obviously having Halliburton back is super helpful to the cause for that. So bench utilization is 85, which, you know, I'm not going to lie. I think Rick Carlisle, I'm recording this Tuesday, or sorry, Monday, the day after Game 7. You guys won't see this till Tuesday. I feel like Rick Carlisle did not play the minutes. Like, he didn't play Siakam enough minutes. And, like, he had, like, Thomas Bryant out there and Tony Bradley. I'm like, dude, this is Game 7. Just play everybody 48 minutes or something. Like, it's the last game of the season. I get it. There's injury risk and all, but I don't know. I just thought that was kind of weird. But you know, Carlisle knows a lot more than I do, so I guess I shouldn't judge too much. Okay, so we're going to go 10-man rotation, and then I need to take Nembhard's shot to see away a little bit more because obviously we don't need him shooting that much now. I like Nembhard to score, don't get me wrong, but he doesn't need to shoot as much as I had him shooting last year. So we're going to do something like that. We'll give Siakam an 80 shot tendency and Mathurin's an 84, and obviously Halliburton. I want to shoot a lot more. Sometimes he sways away from that, but in this simulation, I want him to take over, so hopefully he will. So I will see you guys at the end of this season. Hopefully, with all the decisions we've made, we are in for a bounce-back season here, getting into the top 3 of the East or something like that. We'll see what 2K has in store for us. So at the end of year number 2, we are so back as we have Jokic winning MVP. Boozer is your Rookie of the Year. Flag 6-man in San Antonio. Why is he coming off the bench? That's kind of weird. Did they sign like Chet Holmgren or something? Because that's been happening a lot lately. Wemby's defensive player. Milwaukee is your most improved. And Steph's your clutch player. And Kidd is your coach of the year. Executive goes to Hobson. Here's your All-NBA first team. We got Jokic, Doncic, Wemby, Zion, and Shea. Here's your All-NBA second team. We get Tyrese Halliburton making it, which is lovely. Giannis. You got Edwards, Cade, and Steph. Here's your All-NBA third team. All-defensive first team. And all-defensive second team. So here, oh yeah, we could have looked at rookies as well because we had Caleb Wilson, but we finish up as the 2nd seed in the East. We finish at 50-32, which is just great and fantastic. Here were your player stats. You had 25 from Halliburton, 16 from Mathurin, 14 from Siakam, and 13 from Nembhard. 11 from Miles Turner, 9 and 10 from Capella off the bench, 9 from Nesmith, 8 from Christie, 6 from Caleb Wilson, and 6 from Ben Shepherd. Okay, who do the Spurs have that Cooper Flagg's coming off the bench, by the way? It's Durant. Wow. Okay, interesting. The Durant's coming off or starting over Cooper Flagg, which is interesting to say the least. But all right. What about Trey? What is he right now? He's an 80. So we could have traded for him, but I decided to acquire 2 31st round picks in the offseason. So hopefully those come in handy later. But all right, let's focus on these playoffs, shall we? Get Philadelphia in round 1. So let's go ahead and shrink this down to a 9-man rotation for the playoffs. Capella is going to start apparently, which I don't hate that. Caleb Wilson's going to be out of the rotation entirely, which sucks, but it is what it is on that front. So here we go. In game 1 is going to go to Philadelphia, which is not a great start. Embiid drops 39 on our head, so that's not great. Game 2, we do win, though, thankfully. Can we win on their floor? No, not yet. What about now? Wow. Damn, are we frauds right now? We may be frauds. We're down 3-1. So we went 2nd seed in the East just for this to end against Philadelphia. Is that what we're doing, 2K? It may work out that way. But we are going to win another game here and force a game 6 to happen at least. We win this one. We force a game 7. So let's see if we have that in order. And I'm kind of surprised we're struggling against Philly. Philly usually sucks in the simulation. But right now it is us that sucks unless we come back late here, which we kind of crawl back in it. But we're once again going to go home in round 1. So that's disappointing, obviously. We got Dallas and Minnesota, Cavaliers and Mavericks, and the Mavericks going to win the championship. Ace Bailey's your Finals MVP. What a brutal ending, man. Hate to see that. 2nd seed in the East just for us to lose in round 1. Back-to-back years, this time with Hallie healthy. So I hate that, but it is what it is on that front. So Chicago gets number 1 overall pick via the Bulls, or via the Portland Trailblazers, but that should be fixed. So I'm going to probably fix that because the Blazers should have that. And then we'll keep Carlisle still as the head coach, although, yeah, I'm going to keep him. I'm not going to get rid of him. Let's go to draft night. Let's fix that pick. And honestly, we may look at the idea of trading away Siakam. I think we might have to. We acquired 2 20-31st, so we're probably going to use that as our disposal as well. See what that does for us in the 25 first. We definitely have the ability to attach some first-round picks to Siakam to maybe get something in return. Going to have to see what the offers would be. Okay, I think I am going to go ahead and do one of these offers here. Unfortunately, Siakam is just not... I mean, he averaged 14 points per game as our secondary option last year. I love Siakam in Indiana. Like I said, I love this team a lot. They're a ton of fun to watch, but based on what we've seen, we may have to make some changes here. There are some good offers here. I like this one with Zubac and Ben Simmons. If we get cheaper here too, a lot cheaper, so that might even push us under an apron to aggregate some other contracts. So that's why I kind of like this trade. Ben Simmons would be a really good backup point guard. Zubac would be a good center. That maybe makes Miles Turner more expendable. So I do love this trade. I will not lie to you. We may come back to it. This one was also interesting. This would also save us a bunch of money. We'd trade 3 firsts in this scenario, but Jalen Johnson is no joke. 25 years old. If he pushes shots density up enough, he becomes a really good scorer. So I think those are the 2 trades that I love the most. And I'm kind of torn on which one I want to do. Either one saves us about $20 million. So do we want Zubac and have the ability to trade Miles Turner away? Or do we want just Jalen Johnson? I think I'm going to do the Jalen Johnson trade. We're going to trade 3 first along with the top 5 protected. We get a top 5 protected Hawks pick in 2028. We're going to go ahead and make this trade happen. So we're swapping Siakam for Jalen Johnson, who's much younger. We trade 3 firsts on top of it to make it happen. 2 of our own that we acquire, or 2 that we acquired last offseason. So Jalen Johnson gives us, you know, a nice new power forward. Now, did his contract save us enough to where, yeah, I think we'd be under the apron if Christie declines that player option, which I thought was only worth $8 million, but we'll see what he does with it. So we don't have a draft pick anymore. Let's go to player option and see what it is. So we got Christie declining, and then Furphy and Alex will bring back. We got Damian and Hugo, which will extend qualifying offers on both of them. Their free agency, it's just Max Christie, which we could re-sign him, but he wants $17 million a year. I think we got success out of that trade we made. We basically turned Darius Walker into, you know, Jalen Johnson eventually, along with Siakam. So we have Miles Turner and Capella. We have Jalen Johnson, Caleb Wilson. We have Aaron Nesmith, Benedict Mathurin. We have Johnny Furphy, who is ready to play as well. So I like where we're at right now. So I don't know if I'll be doing much else. I think we kind of have to roll with what we have. The only other thing I could think to do is if we did swap Miles Turner for Zubac, I guess that would be on the table, I assume. Porzingis is interesting. I mean, like I said, we can aggregate contracts now, so we do have the ability to, I guess, upgrade if we wanted to. But maybe we save that for the deadline if we feel like we need to make a move there. So I think I will wait. I'm not going to resign Max Christie, but I will go ahead and try to acquire a backup point guard. So let's get like Craig Porter on a 1-year deal or something. So we'll sign him, and then Siakam's trade exception can be announced, and we're not bringing back Max Christie, unfortunately, either. He wants a little too much money for my liking. So that should give us Hugo and the other guy back. So that's fine. Let's go to player progression, and let's see what everything is looking like. Caleb Wilson should develop hopefully a little bit, and then Furphy may develop even more. Hugo will be back and maybe develop more. So Caleb Wilson's up to an 81, which is great. Having him off the bench. Halliburton's down 1. Jalen Johnson, Mathurin, 89, 86. Furphy, 78. Craig Porter. You have Hugo and Cologne, I guess, developing down here. But with that, are we under the aprons? I think we would be. If we're as far as we are, I do think it'd be right under it because it keeps going up every year. We've simulated into the future enough that I think it would be up. So I think we are under it, under the ability that we may be able to do something at the deadline. So that's going to be the precursor we're going to run with going into the season. Is if this team is struggling at all, deadline may become our best friend. So once again, still a 4.5 perimeter centric, which is a great sign. 13th power rank, and here is your rotation. So we got Halliburton, Nembhard, Mathurin, Jalen Johnson, Miles Turner, Capella, Caleb Wilson, Nesmith, Johnny Furphy, and that's about it. So that leaves like Shepherd and Hugo out of it, which that's fine with me. So here is the shot tendency. So we traded for Jalen Johnson to become that secondary guy, and or maybe even the third guy. I mean, if Benedict Mathurin wants to take the jump that we need him to take, I would be happy with that too. So these 3 guys will be the scorers. We'll maybe move Nembhard shot tendency down a little bit more too, because we don't need him to score as much. So let's see how that rolls. I'll see you guys probably at the deadline if I had to guess, because I am going to be willing to make some type of move if we can. But right now, this seems off to a hot start. So we'll see if I do shake up the team at the deadline or if we just leave it the way it is right now. So at the end of year number 3, Wemby wins MVP. Stokes is your Rookie of the Year. Giddey is your 6-man Wemby Defensive Player. And Derek Queen Most Improved in Phoenix, which is funny because I just had him in the video yesterday. And how is he in 84? Dude, yesterday he didn't develop for me like that. That's annoying. Although I did update the draft class, so maybe that's why. Clutch player goes to Reece Shea, obviously with Jalen Johnson. I keep wanting to say James Johnson. Jalen Johnson gone. That makes sense. So here's your All-NBA first team. Wemby, Jokic, LaMelo, Kate, and Şengün. All-NBA second team, Halliburton makes it once again. All-NBA third team, all-defensive first team, and all-defensive second team. So We end up as the first team in the East, which is why I did not make any shake-up at the deadline. I felt like the team did not need to be shooken up. We had Mathurin step up to 20 points per game and Jalen Johnson with 17 and 8. So I love that. Gave us a little bit more of a punch than I guess Siakam was. 13 from Nembhard with 5 assists, 11 and 7 from Caleb Wilson, 9 and 10 from Capella. Now, I did stop the deadline to see if I could trade Capella and, like, I guess Ben Shepherd for something. But, I mean, Capella is actually doing really well for us. Now, I don't know if we'll be able to keep him, but I felt he was too valuable for a chance at a championship this season and trade him away. Because he's obviously been kind of a nice balance to having Miles Turner here still as well. But all right, we've been eliminated in round 1 the last 2 years. I hope as the first seed that will not happen this time. But Jalen Green has entered the Miami Heat. So they don't have Hero anymore. They replaced him with Jalen Green, which is kind of interesting. Nikola Topic is also over there. So game 1 goes to us. Beat them 136 to 135. 44 from Jalen Green. 24 and 17 from Hallie. Game 2, they even it up. Game 3, we're up 2-1. Game 4, 3-1. Game 5, we beat them. So we finally get out of freaking round 1. Give me the Chicago Bulls, unless Luka's there. It's Hero instead. But I want some revenge for what they did to us earlier. But will it be Detroit? It will be Chicago. I think we can beat the Bulls. Like, the fact that they beat us earlier with no Hallie was a fluke. That's all that matters. So now they have Hero leading the way. Josh Giddey still coming off the bench. And they have Kuminga too. So game 1 goes to us. We blow them out, 37 and 15. Yeah, what you gonna do when we have our best player? Caleb Wilson also giving us a huge scoring punch off the bench with 17 so far. Game 2, 2-0. I told you guys, year 1 was an absolute fluke. We should have not have lost to the Bulls. Now that we have our best player, we're back in action. We get to play the Cavaliers or the Raptors now. It's looking to be the Cavs, which we beat them, obviously, in real life. So if we can do that again. So we got Garland, Mitchell, Tyson, Mobley, Allen. So basically the same Cavs team we're all aware of. So here goes nothing. Game 1 is going to go to us. Beat them by 4. 33 and 16 from Hallie. 26 from Jalen Johnson. 2-0 start so far. And we're up 3-0 just like that. So far we've only dropped 1 game in the East until Cleveland wins 1. And now they're going to win 2 in a row. So they're trying to push us to 6 games. They could even force us to 7 if they're able to win at home in game 6. If we blow a 3-0 lead, I'm going to be absolutely sick to my stomach. Just take care of this game right now, please. And we will. 120 to 108. Damn, that was getting a little scary there. But now we play the Spurs, which we'll have to see if we have what it takes to take them out. So San Antonio's got Traore, Castle, Vassell, Flag, Wemby, Lonzo, JRE, Mika, Harwell, and Diabate. So their bench is a little weak, but they do obviously have, you know, Castle, Wemby, and Flag. So who knows how this is going to go. Game 1 goes to us. Good start. We beat them and San Antonio, so I love that. Game 2 also goes to us. So far, the Spurs don't have anything on us. But now they're trying to take both our home games. We took both of theirs. So let's see if we can actually win Game 4 and take the 3-1 lead here, because that would be huge and massive for us. We have the lead right now. Just don't blow it at the end. Don't blow it. It's a 7-point game. You can take the 3-1 lead and feel pretty good about going into the next one. They are trying to get back in it. It's a 5-point game, 4-point game. Oh my gosh, 18 seconds left. 124 to 127. We got to see if we can lock in and win this game. So, okay. Oh, we have the possession too. So they're going to have to foul. So that's good. We can just play the free throw. Are they not going to foul? Are you guys broken? You do realize if you don't foul right now, you're going to lose. I'm shocked they're not fouling. This must be glitched. It must be bugged. I'm going to hit a 3 on their face. And we're going to, I mean, he has a chance to heave it up. But we're going to take, oh my gosh, he almost actually made that. All right, let's get out of here. We almost sold there, I'm not going to lie. But we should be good. So we're going to go to Game 7. And we should be, or sorry, Game 5. I don't know why I said Game 7. Also, got a little bit of a panic there. Is autosave on? It is. I thought it was, but I had to double check because in previous 2Ks, man, when I used to jump into games, it would like freeze on me and it was a disaster because I would lose everything. But all right, Game 5. So far, we're in a good spot. We just got to beat the Spurs on the road and we win a championship, but they may force us back to another game. We'll have to see. Maybe this is another game we jump into. The 9-point game, the 6-point game. I mean, we made it 111 to 113, but it looked like they had the lead there. Okay, so they had control. Aim rotation for Game 6. We need to close this out in Indiana. I'm not trying to go to a Game 7. So let's just take care of business here. If we go to a Game 7 against San Antonio, we could be in dire trouble. And it's going to be a close game so far. But as I mentioned, we're going to go close this out. That's the game plan. So it's going to be a nice lead right now. It's 6-point game with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. I'm going to come out here and close this game out. We got to make sure this is closed successfully. We're going to get the ball to start things off. I need to make this a game that they cannot get back into. So, James Johnson. I keep saying James Johnson. Jalen Johnson. Get out of my way. Just let me cook. So, Halliburton. So far, I didn't really get anything there. But we're also going to take a lot of clock off, which feels good. So I'm going to get a screen from Caleb Wilson. And I'm going to try to throw it over Wembanyama's head. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. Okay, so they're going to give it to Castle, but I'm there for the defense, offensive rebound. So we're good. Just play some good defense because my offensive game is absolutely atrocious. So, is that Monte Morris on the floor right now? What on earth am I looking at? That's actually crazy. Okay, not sure why Monte Morris is in the game, but shout out to Monte Morris. Made a finals appearance for us. Wasn't anticipating that. This time, we will get it over their head. That's what I wanted earlier. No Wembanyama in the vicinity, so that was a great pass by Hallie. 19 points from James Johnson tonight. Jalen Johnson. Why do I keep saying James? I know James Johnson was like the bodyguard for the Pacers. I know he's not actually a bodyguard. No. But I keep saying James Johnson. Okay. Cooper Flagg's gonna get the ball. And we got James Johnson. I said it again. Jalen Johnson guarding Cooper Flagg. I got distracted by the name. I'm done saying his name. I'm so shocked that we have, like, literally, like I said, Monte Morris out here right now. All right, let's cook Stephon Castle. Or at least we're going to try to. He's a good defender, so... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. We're so lucky right now that's not a turnover. We're so lucky to have gotten that possession back. You guys know how bad I am at 2K. And I am showing that full... Okay, so I'm going to try to shoot it over Wemby and Cooper Flagg. That's a great idea. So let's give me a screen. You know what? I'm going to hit a 3 in your face with Monte freaking Morris. There we go. What a dagger by Monte Morris, man. Shout out to Monte Morris right now, getting some minutes here. All right. Nolan Traore has the ball now. That was a big 3 after a great offensive rebound. He's going to try to shoot a mid-range. Does hit it, though. 7-point game. Okay. We should be in good standing, though. They're not even going to be back on defense, but they have nice clamps on Ali right now. I was trying to just dribble around him. All right, let's see if I can... Castle is just not... I can't get around him, man. He's a brick wall. He's a brick wall. I can't make it happen. We're going to pick and fade with Caleb Wilson. Nice deep. Oh, my gosh. We're going to go to Monte Morris for another 3. This time it's early. Almost went in, though. Monte Morris almost hit a clutch 3 for us again. Going to go to Traore in the corner. I'm there. Close out defense, and it's going to be a 5-point game. Okay. Still have a great lead here. Gotta... Are they going to start fouling? They are. Okay, I'm cool with playing the foul game. We can play the foul game. You're going to give me some guaranteed baskets. I could use that right now, so let's do it. You're going to foul me again, although I'm going to get a... Oh, my gosh. I'm doing it. Monte. No. Okay, I got a little too crazy there. Oh, my gosh. I may have just sold. Okay, I thought I was going to get on 1. All right, I got to chill. Okay, they're still going to foul me the rest of the game, though. So Castle is at the free throw line. Dude, I really wanted to hit another 3 with Monte Morris. I'm not even going to lie to you. He was wide open. Felt like a shot I needed to take, right? So it's a 3-point game. This time they have to foul. They're just going to get fouled. Somehow we got it in over Wembanyama. Don't know how we did that, but we did. Okay, so just got to hit free throws, and we win. That's all that matters. It's probably constant anxiety watching me play NBA 2K, man. It really is. But all right. Just got to hit this next one. Should be good. And both are going to go down. Okay, San Antonio's going to call their... final timeouts. Got to get some defense going here, and we should be able to close this game out. If we find a way to blow this, I'm officially the worst 2K player ever in history. So let's go, Matherin. Play some good defense here. So Monte Morris is still on the floor. Interesting. They're going to go to Traore in the corner. It was on Monte Morris, but he does get a good closeout. They're going to foul Caleb Wilson, and it's looking as if this game is about to be over. We're about to bring home a champ. Oh, wait. Wait, what? Did we step out of bounds? I don't know what just happened there. Why did they get the possession? I was not paying attention. I'll have to watch that back. I don't know why they got the ball back. Unless there was a foul didn't realize. I don't know. But we make the first one here, so it's going to make it a 7-point game as long as we can hit this next one. And it is going to bounce in. So 7-point game. We should be well on our way to win this thing. Shout out to Monte Morris for hitting that 3. I shot 2 more with him, which was kind of interesting, but... Flag is trying to cook right now. Traore, step back. You're not like that, buddy. And that's going to be your ball game. Let's give the ball to Hallie to celebrate. We have brought Indiana a championship. They got so close to doing so in real life. But we do it now. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. What a fun rebuild this was. I'm glad I actually was able to redo this one, because I think this one turned out better than the one I previously recorded anyway. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you on the next one. NBA draft is late tomorrow as you guys are watching this. This is Crushables saying peace.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.